You must be always fascinated by the universe, galaxies, stars, so talking about these fascinating things, in today's video we will see some incredible facts about space. Number 1. Is space completely silent? Many will have heard the expression that in space, no one can hear you scream. Some may have even delved further and learned that space is silent because sound cannot through a vacuum. While both of these things are true, have you wondered why? To get to the bottom of this we need to take a closer look at the science behind it all. So space is a vacuum, but what does that really mean? We all know of this thing called space, but what exactly it is? To put it simply, space is everything that you can find outside Earth's atmosphere. A vacuum technically means a space entirely devoid of matter. Despite being filled with stars, planets, asteroids and so on, space is referred to as a vacuum. So how is space a vacuum, if there are so many cosmic bodies filling the night sky? Like light, sound travels in waves. Unlike light waves, however, sound waves are referred to as a mechanical wave. Well, it turns out that space isn't actually a true vacuum. It's referred to as such for convenience, as space is such a large place that the vast majority of it actually is a vacuum. Throughout the universe, clouds of dust and gas can be found. There can be the remain of long dead stars or even religions where matter is being pulled together to form a new one. In these spacefaring clouds it is possible for the gas and dust to become clustered and thus dense. Number 2. How many stars are in the universe? Looking up into the night sky, it's challenging enough for an amateur astronomer to count the number of naked eye stars that are visible. With bigger telescopes, more stars become visible, making counting impossible because of the amount of time it would take. So how astronomers figure out how many stars are in the universe? In October 2016, an article in Science, based on deep-field images from the Hubble Space Telescope, suggested that there are about 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe, or about 10 times more galaxies than previously suggested. The sheer size of space makes it possible to accurately predict just how many stars we have. Right now scientists and astronomers use the number of stars only within our galaxy. The Milky Way to estimate that number is between 200 to 400 billion stars, and there are estimated to be billion of galaxies, so the stars in space really are completely uncountable. Number 3. The Moon was once the piece of Earth. The theory is that when the Earth was a relatively young planet it was struck by a giant object, and this collision broke a piece of the Earth away to create the Moon. This piece then began to orbit the Earth as a result of its gravitational pull. Number 4. Volcano on Mars 3 times the size of Everest. Mars too has many types of volcanoes, including the biggest volcano in the solar system called Olympus Mons. Olympus Mons is 100 times larger by volume than Earth's largest volcano of Mauna Loa in Hawaii, and is known as the shield volcano, which drains lava down a gently sloping mountain. Olympus Mons is a shield volcano 624 kilometers in diameter, 25 kilometers high, and is rimmed by a 6 kilometers high scarp. As compared, the largest volcano on Earth's Mauna Loa. Mauna Loa is a shield volcano 10 kilometers high and 120 kilometers across. The volume of Olympus Mons is about 100 times larger than that of Mauna Loa. In fact, the entire chain of Hawaiian Islands would fit inside Olympus Mons. Number 5. The universe is getting bigger. In the 1920s, astronomer Edwin Hubble made the revolutionary discovery that the universe is not static, but rather is expanding. In 1998, the Hubble telescope studied very distant supernovas and found that a long time ago the universe was expanding more slowly than it is today. This puzzling discovery suggested that an inexplicable force called dark energy is driving the accelerating expansion of the universe. While dark energy is thought to be the strange force that is pulling the cosmos apart at ever-increasing speeds, the new measurements confirm astronomers' growing consensus that the universe is not only expanding like a balloon but picking up speed in doing so. Number 6. The universe has the echoes of its birth. The cosmic microwave background is made up of light echoes left over from the Big Bang that created the universe 13.7 billion years ago. This relic of the Big Bang explosion hangs around the universe as a pocket veil of radiation. The European Space Agency's Planck mission mapped the entire sky in microwave light to reveal new clues about how the universe began. Planck's observations are the most precise views of the cosmic microwave background ever obtained. Scientists are hoping to use data from the mission to settle some immediately after the universe was formed. Number 7. There may be more universes. After watching Marvel movies, you must have wondered that we live in a multiverse. But now physicists have started taking the multiverse idea pretty seriously. In fact, our universe could be just one of an infinite number of universes making up a multiverse. Number 1. Number 1. Infinite universes. Scientists can't be sure what the shape of space-time is, but most likely, it's flat and stretches out infinitely. But if space-time goes on forever, then it must start repeating at some point, because there are a finite number of ways particles can be arranged in space and time. So if you look far enough, you would encounter another version of you, in fact, infinite versions of you. Some of these twins will be doing exactly what you're doing right now. Because the observable universe extends only as far as light has had a chance to get in the 13.7 billion years since Big Bang, the space-time beyond that distance can be considered to be its own separate universe. Thank you.